Hi, how are you guys doing? Today I just wanted to turn on the camera and spill out to you guys. No idea what I'm gonna talk about, no plan, nothing. I feel unstoppable, no limits. It's interesting because I feel like my perspective on YouTube is really starting to change, especially within the last, I would say, half year. I've been doing this for so long, coming up on 7 years, so I've gone through so many different phases of creating videos like this and doing this and having this goal and stuff like that. And I feel like where I'm at right now with my YouTube channel is the growth of my channel and wanting to reach more viewers and all that stuff isn't really a priority for me. I think the biggest thing that I want to focus on is just continuing the connection and relationship that I already have with the people on here. I feel like every single day I'm gaining some sort of knowledge, whether it's a self-reflection and it's something that comes in from here, or if it's something that I hear and my brain just sucks it up and I start applying that to my life. Growing up is cool, essentially is what I'm trying to say. I guess just to update you guys, I know I didn't film a video last week, which pained me because I hate missing weeks, and we all know I'm not the greatest at uploading exactly on the same day every single week. If anyone knows that, it's me. I'm guilty. But I'm currently in the process of filming season 2 of Tagged, and I'm personally really excited because my character, as you saw, was kind of a smaller part. I didn't really have too many scenes and stuff in the first season, but in the second one, she definitely kind of has her own arc. And we've been filming really intense scenes that are so much fun to dive into and just place myself in that position. It's cool. It's cool. So yeah, that's been going on, and I've been going on a ton more auditions, and a lot of stuff are taking up more of my time and just brain power. I think with all of this stuff going on, a lot of you guys ask me, Claudia, when are you gonna stop making YouTube videos? Or, you know, I can tell you've slowed down or blah, blah, blah. And I don't think I'm perfect, and I know that my channel will not stay the way that it has been for years and years. I think the beautiful part of how my life is starting to lay out, because I'm working on so many other things that are starting to bump up on my priority list, YouTube is kind of becoming a hobby for me again. Even just filming right now, right this second, it's giving me the same feeling that I used to get in my light blue bedroom, 8th grade, filming for the hell of it. It feels very homey to me. I don't know what it's like to not make YouTube videos because I've been doing it for so long. I always keep you guys updated on everything across Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, all that stuff. And so if I'm ever going anywhere, you guys are gonna know where I'm going, but I'm still chilling here. YouTube will forever be such a huge part of just me in general. But I tweeted you guys saying that you could ask me questions or bring up any topics that you want me to talk about. So I didn't necessarily want to make this a Q&A, but I really do love hearing what you guys have to say and what questions you have. So I did screenshot some. Describe the YouTube life, every aspect of it, the good and the bad. The best thing about it is definitely the creative freedom. Everything that I'm posting online is 100% me. The idea starts in here, and then it travels through here and then here, if that made any sense. I think the worst part about it is the weird pressure that people will start kind of putting onto you. I'm constantly reading comments and tweets about people saying, why don't you make videos like this? Or why aren't your videos the way that they used to be? Or you should do this instead of that. And then you somehow get put onto this pedestal of this role model figure where everything that you're posting and saying is going to affect a lot of people that you've never even met before. I've said this before in a video, but when I first started YouTube, I didn't sign up to become a role model. I just wanted to find an outlet to make cool shit and just express myself. So yeah, the pressure is really weird. It's weird to have that kind of always sitting on you every single time I open up any app on here and say anything or post anything. Thanks, Fred. But the way that I've come to think around that and be able to cope with that is just reminding myself why I do what I do and realizing that the only reason I should be doing it is for myself. I tweeted this morning and a lot of you guys were like, hell yeah, girl, new life motto. But I tweeted, quickly realizing my biggest role model is my future self. She's the one I want to make proud. She's the one that I don't want to let down. Within the past 3 months, specifically 3 months, I mean, it's a gradual thing, but I've really intensely started to take notice on all of my intentions with everything that I do. This kind of starts to play into confidence, which is why I want to bring it up because a lot of you guys always ask. But I've realized the only way that I can stay confident is if I do things that I know my future self will be proud of and will be thankful for. And of course, this goes up and down multiple times a week. There are days where I feel extremely confident and that I have all of my shit together and I know exactly what I want in this life. And then there are days where it just completely flips and I doubt every single thing that I'm doing and even the things that I'm saying. It's kind of crazy to think that your mental health affects every single aspect of your life so much. Every single day. Walking into a room full of people that you're about to interact with can play out so differently depending on how you walk into that room. Whether you feel confident knowing that you're about to engage in awesome conversations and make memories, or you feel insecure walking into that room and doubtful with what you're gonna say. It's crazy. Also, something else that I wanted to bring up, still kind of going with the confidence thing, especially starting in my teen years, I remember growing up always having, and this still happens to me today, I'm growing up, but I've always been stuck on this idea, or I guess this vision of what I think future Claudia will be like, look like, act like, and always assuming that I'll get to that place because that's where I wanted to go. I've always had, why can't I talk? I've always had this problem with putting too much trust into time and the future and just thinking that I'm gonna get to that spot and I'm gonna be that person. And then a few months go by and I'm not as fit as I wanted to be, or I'm not doing what I want to be doing. And this has always just been like a thing that I'm always thinking of, oh, I'll get there in a few months, or oh, a year from now, like I'm gonna look like this. I forgot what sparked this and when exactly I started to do this, but one night I remember just thinking about this and admitting to myself that I need to stop doing that and I need to stop just relying on the future and just temporarily convincing myself that I will get there and I will be that way. So one of my biggest motivations is taking that idea of who I want to be and asking myself, what are the habits of that person? The second that question ran through my mind, I was able to come up with so many answers of things that weren't habits in my life and things that I wasn't doing yet. This is a super casual and simple one, but one of the first things that I thought of was, oh, well, this girl that I want to be, she makes her bed every single morning. And now months later, I can confidently say I make my bed every single morning. It is the first thing that I do every single day after I wake up. So I don't know if this is gonna resonate with any of you guys, but I love doing that. I love sitting down and asking myself, what habits does this person that I want to be have ingrained in them? What do they do every single day? What's going through their head? I'm now eating healthy and working out multiple times a week because I know that the person that I want to become does that. And I think it'd be so foolish if I knew exactly what I want to be doing but not actually doing it. Your time is so valuable and so precious, and at the end of the day, you just have to make it your best friend. Every single day, we're given the opportunity to use the time that we have to move ourselves forward. And this doesn't even have to be career-based. I'm just constantly basing it off of that because it is the #1 focus in my life right now. But that goes with even just all of your relationships in life. Spend your time with the people that you think deserve it most and make you want to be a better person and make you happier. I personally know I don't have all the answers to life and what happens after death and all that stuff, but I do know that I have this right now, this time, to take it in any direction that I want. And I think that's kind of been my biggest motivation lately. Damn, this is getting so much deeper than I thought it would. Here I was sitting down thinking it'd be a casual video talking about some silly story that happened to me or something, but no, we're getting into it. I'm gonna go on Twitter and see if there are any other things that I want to talk about, even though this video is already going to be so freaking long. I just wrote a question and I just laughed at my answer because it's so cheesy, but I'll say it, whatever. What's your favorite thing about life and why? I think falling in love. And I mean more than just falling in love with a human being, because mentally I do not have time for that right now. But I think with anything, falling in love with friends, falling in love with new food, new experiences and habits, places, music, freaking new colors, I don't know. Having love for something is such a fulfilling emotion. I love love. It's so lovely. Everything that I want to talk about or is popping up in my mind is so damn cheesy. Oh my god, I'm such a cheeseball with you guys. The next thing that I wanted to bring up was how much I love my mom. Let me explain why. Here we are, we're getting into it. The relationship that I have with my mom, and I feel like maybe some of you guys can relate with me, is she kind of feels more like a sister or best friend to me rather than an actual mom, and I think it's because she just has a very youthful soul. Because of that, we are so close, we tell each other everything, but also because of that, we bump heads like crazy. My mom's gonna hate me for bringing this up on the internet, but when I still lived at home and a little after moving out here, our relationship became so intense and we would fight so much more often than not fight. It became really stressful, and I had times where I blocked her number and we'd not talk to each other, and then we would somehow link up again and share everything, and then it was a weird cycle. I think the reason why I'm in such a good place with my mom, an amazing place with my mom, is because I'm becoming an adult and I know everything that there is to know. Ego has finally dropped, and I'm now starting to understand the things that my mom would say and where my parents were coming from when they would give me certain advice, and I would just kind of shut it out thinking that I know the right answer and all that stuff. When in reality, they have lived on this earth for so much longer than this 20-year-old, so they're gonna know a handful of things that I have yet to experience, and truly realizing that I've gained so much respect for both of my parents. And it's so great. I find myself FaceTiming my mom and calling her more than she does, which was never a thing. And nowadays, anytime I do something or find out something exciting, she's the first person that I'm calling. So it's really interesting to see all of that shift so greatly in such a short amount of time. I remember my oldest brother Marcin going through the same thing where he felt super rebellious and would constantly butt head with my parents. And I remember one time sitting down talking with him, and he was telling me exactly what I'm telling you guys, and I just remember thinking, no, I will never have that mindset, and now here I am with that mindset. Why am I even talking about this? I don't know. I guess it's just a relevant thing in my life right now where my relationship with my parents has just strengthened so much, and it's become so much deeper. It's cool. I just want to pry out every single thing that's going in their heads and just listen to them talk. I think another piece of advice that really stood out to me and has helped me get to this place with my family, my parents especially, is no matter what's going on around you or what happens to you, you are 100% responsible for how you react to it. And I remember the first time that hit me, I was like, whoa, that is so true, because I can think of so many conversations that I've had with my mom where she'll say something and it'll trigger something inside of me to just start reacting and fighting, and it never ends well. It always ends with someone hanging up on the other person or someone walking out of the room. And this goes with any relationship that you have or anything that's going on in your life, but if something is happening or you're hearing something that you know would normally upset you, make you sad, make you angry, whatever it may be, it is so easy to flip that situation just by how you initially react to it. I kind of think that's the secret to never getting into fights with anyone. As we all know, adding fuel to the fire will never ever work out in anyone's favor. Yeah, I've never really been the type to ever get into fights with anyone. It's kind of weird how little drama I have going on at all times. But yeah, growing up, the person that I fought with most, well, the only person, was my mom. But it doesn't happen anymore, and that is such an awesome thing to be able to say and realize. I don't know what the purpose of this video was. At least personally, it felt really good to get all of that out, and maybe it'll feel just as good for some of you guys to hear it. Sorry. Thumbs up this video if you guys enjoyed it, and go call your parents and tell them how much you love them and how grateful you are for them. I love you guys so much, and for those of you who stuck through this, I love you even more, because I don't even know if I could sit through this entire video. I will see you guys for a new one very soon. Bye.